bowled out. Baptiste has bowled 2 overs for 16. See these magnificent lights surround the stadium.
New bowler is John Eugene, one of the more experienced players in these early rounds. Played for the Windward Islands. Represented West Indies A as well. Got 100 against South Africa A when they were here in the Caribbean some time back. Much better known as a batsman, of course, and a brilliant fielder.
Well, another opportunity missed. Short and wide. Tried to hit it too hard. But keep holding on, because he's got to make the play, and he's done it. And he's done it in fine style. He's put away the bad ball.
Yeah, as we were saying, John Eugene better known as a batsman, and that'll tell you why. Easy footballs to put away. Of course, these two teams would know each other pretty well. They play against each other in the Leeward Islands tournament, USVI and St. Maarten. They're part of the Leeward Islands setup. Came in perhaps the last 10 or 12 years, whereas the Leeward Islands comprise Antigua, Nevis, St. Kitts and Montserrat before, and Anguilla. But with so many natives from these islands, Antigua, St. Kitts, Nevis and so on, living and working in the USVI and in St. Maarten, they've been brought in as well. Virgin Islands, in fact, play in that Leeward Islands tournament as one. Both USVI and BVI, British and US, play as the Virgin Islands combined. 84 for 2 then. In the 14th over, the last ball of the 14th over now. And that's an easy catch, should have been held. It was low. And Lionel Richie, well, if he can dance on the ceiling, surely he can catch that.
Score 85 for 2.
Under the ball. And just diving forward. Low catch. I suppose not easy, but should have been taken. So that's the end of the 14th over. 85 for 2. 6 overs remaining of the 20. With the USVI in a position now where they've got to push on over those last 6 overs. Chicky's disco is here, as it is at the RG, as it is at most international matches and interregional matches here in Antigua. And he's certainly got things humming. Change in bowling now. Romain Dudnoth, left arm spin. One of the many playing for St. Maarten who have come from other West Indian territories. Hit hard, catch and dropped. Well, took his eyes off it, came in well, judged it well, and somehow put it down. Ian Bishop has come back to replace Pat Simcox. Really should have held it.
It's done some damage to his hand as well. Just tried to take it out in front of the body. Maybe he took a little bit low, but on the whole just misjudged it. Stephen Evans is the man that put down the opportunity. And he has done some damage to his hand. May have split a webbing. In fact, there is a little bit of blood coming from between the right thumb and forefinger. Keith Carty is the sub.
Keep working, fellas.
Chance for Walwyn.
Faster delivery and a chance for a run for the bowlers, and that's close. I think that's out. He's called for the replay, but I think that's gone. Walwyn having to get up from the sweeping position and looked a little bit slow in getting around. The keeper was quick. Here it is, swung around, good return to the bowler's end, stumps broken, gone.
That will be and should be the end of ball when we go to the big television screen. Situated down towards the northern end of the ground. The bird is motionless at the moment. But the decision has to come from the television umpire, Austin Christopher, that Walwyn should be making his way back to the dugout. And he's waiting nervously, but I think he knows in his own mind that he will be gone. There we go, out. The hawk is off, and so is Walwyn. 14.3 overs gone. The wicketkeeper very alert, having put down a catch early on, but he's come back well, initiated the stumping, and now a run out of Walwyn gone for 25 and 88 for 3.
Come on, lads, stay in the game, fellas, stay in the game, lads.
Well, with a score at 88 for 3, halfway through the 15th over of the 20, the person you want coming in has an appropriate name, Vitalis, and they certainly need to be livened up here.
Under 120, lads.
A lot of work being done here by Trocard, the keeper.
Mark Vitalis is the new batsman. Well built at age 37, so not a spring chicken. I suppose in the normal course of events, Huggins will be happy with 36 or 39 deliveries, but he really needs to get a move on. Just 5 overs left after this delivery, and only a single. So just 4 off the over. Duvmat will be reasonably pleased with his first over at 2020 level, 89 for 3.
At the end of the 15th over, score stands 89 for 3. Last out, Mr. Clifford, Warren number 4, new batsman, Mark Vitalis.
Caribbean Star Dash 8 arriving at the VC Bird International Airport, which is right alongside the ground here, known colloquially as the airport ground. So you can just land, stroll across, come and watch some of the cricket. There's a very modern restaurant here as well, the Sticky Wicket, appropriately named. Huggins in strike, he's got 37 now, and he realizes what has to be done. It's a deep field catch, the sub is going back and steps on the ropes. So it's going to count as 6. We've had this problem before. All of the USVI batsmen out there, they're beginning to walk, but the St. Maarten fielders reckon that it's out. Carty has now told them it's 6. He stepped on the rope. Well done, Carty. Substitute on the field, coming on for Evans, who split his webbing, goes back, judges it well to catch it, but he's too close to the ropes and can't help himself stepping on the rope, and that counts as 6. And here we don't have to wait 15 minutes as we did at the RRG in the first test match against India to tell that it is a 6 rather than a dismissal. There he goes, steps on the rope. As we saw in the test match against India, Darren Ganga took a deep field catch and it created all sorts of controversy. Now no ball. It's gone for 4. So the acceleration has started here. USVI with a 6, a catch on the boundary, but he stepped on the rope, so it counts as 6 now. Big slog going off the edge down to the ropes for 4, and all of a sudden it's 99 for 4. There goes Huggins now. That's going to be another one. So 4 more. So 14 of 3 deliveries. And he raises his half century for the USVI captain. Well, 44 deliveries. He's read things pretty well. That's gone, I think. Umpire gives him out without even having to call for the television replay. Dragged him out of his ground. That is an important wicket.
Yeah, the acceleration was just coming. It's well bowled by Eugene. May have just drifted, maybe premeditated from Huggins, but good work again from Trocard. He's come back very well since dropping that catch. He's initiated a couple of stumpings and a run out, and has caused the 4th wicket to fall. 103 for 4 as Huggins goes back to the pavilion after a half century. Wicket for John Eugene, better known for his displays with the bat. Well, we've had them all today. We've had Lionel Richie, Leroy Brown, now we've got Africa at the crease. Dale Africa.
Well, we have some Australians in our crew as well, representing another continent.
Come on, let's get things tight, fellas, come on.
You better be careful with those boots that he's wearing.
Let's have a look at the wicket again of Huggins. Just pushed a little bit wider by Eugene.
Back up, back up, back up.
Africa now is off the mark. Looking for 2, but there could be trouble here. "16 overs gone."
Yeah, drew him out of his ground. He was well out. Umpire didn't have to worry with calling for the television replay. Alvin James Knight, the umpire.
Come on, Tony, man, keep things tight, Tony. Come on, Tony, continue good work, boy.
So 4 overs remain. Due North continues.
Well, ball, man, Tony, that's it, man. No change, boy, no change,
We'll go down to Mike Hazeman to see who he's got this time.
Thanks, Tony. I've got number 4 batsman, of course, for the guys batting at the moment. It's Clifford Walburn. Clifford, well played yourself, but you were getting quite animated when there was nearly a dismissal, but 6 runs on the boundary. You were shouting, "Stay there, stay there."
Yes, I was saying to the skip, he's the one who is in at the moment. So don't get out unless the umpire make the decision. It was crucial at the time.
Okay, and then the skipper sad for you guys for USVI got out soon afterwards. So that's a little bit of a blow. He needed to be there right at the end to get that total you guys are looking for of around 160.
Well, we're targeting at least 175, the minimum.
Okay, so you still think you can do it?
Yeah, we're going to get there.
Okay, how'd you find the track?
Sweet to Baran.
How is that?
Sweet.
Okay, so it's coming on quite nicely, but they've certainly played a third card trick, if you like, and they're playing lots of spinners. The ball not coming onto the bat.
Well, playing against spinners, it's a joy for me. Because I grew up in Nevis playing against Derek Parriel, Kemido Willits, former West Indies great spinners. Started at the age 12, so it's a joy for me.
And how excited are you to be playing in this first game today in the Stanford 2020?
Well, you can't ask for better than this. The setting is right. Everything is okay. Just got to steady a stick in and win the game.
Okay, just got to make sure you get that 175, and hits like that will certainly help the cause. And it's gone for half a dozen. What a great shot that was. That was outstanding cricket. That's the sort of thing you guys need.
We're gonna get there. We have experienced guy like Hamish Anthony, play at the highest level. He's to the back. I myself plays for the West Indies B team with Hamish, Leeward Islands with all the 5-6 test players at the time, 94, 95. So we're gonna get there.
Okay. A couple more hits like that will certainly help the cause. That's out of the sweeper on the offside this time. Just the one. Thanks for your time. Let's go back to the commentators.
No problem, thank you.
Well, that was certainly the biggest hit we've seen for the match so far. Almost into the Antigua Athletic Club over there. Not too far away is the swimming pool.
The end of over number 16.
.51 to Huggins.
USVI batting.
Man who has top scored so far. Huggins dismissed a little while ago for 50.
That's a tremendous straight drive by Africa. He hit that like a rocket. Hammered right back past the bowler. That is a superb straight drive.
Really was. Just short of the fullish length that John Eugene was hoping for. And good connection. It's all about learning to score runs in areas, different areas in this game. That's high. It doesn't have the legs to get to the boundary. The fielder is underneath it, and he's dropped it again, Carty. He stepped on the rope when he actually held an opportunity a couple of overs ago. He's floored this one.
No, they can't afford this. That's a comfortable catch. They've got to be taken. We've seen the keeper drop one like that. Now, will this be caught? Keeper's under it this time and hills it.
And he's out.
Trocard had one similar a while ago early in the innings and put it down. Now he takes it. 119 for 5 now, another wicket going.
Yeah, just really looking to get on with it. Just a couple of overs left after this. Might be a good thing for the USVI as Africa goes, because Hamish Anthony certainly must make his way to the crease. Maneuvering his men, captain, and it is Hamish Anthony, former West Indies player who toured with the West Indies to England in 1991. Very useful all-rounder in his heyday, very sharp, and well, he struck the ball a long way. I'm not too sure how versatile he is with the bat now.
He won't face right away because the batsman crossed while that ball was in the air. So umpire will make no signal here, so there was a touch onto it, and Hamish Anthony now comes in strike. One who is represented, as you've heard, the West Indies on tour of England, now aged 35. Full toss off the top edge, and an easy catch to Trocard. That's a neat shot. There is no fine leg. Does it have enough on it to go all the way? It does. Very clever shot. Experience showing through from the first ball he's faced for Hamish Anthony.
Yes, indeed. I spoke a little while ago about not just slugging, but knowing where the fieldsmen are or where they're not, and manipulating the ball into those areas. Sometimes you'll do it with a great deal of power, sometimes with dexterity and skill, like this.
There he goes again. There's no one down there. Now touch and go here. Just stopped inside the boundary. but he picks up 3. Keeps the strike. 14 off that over. They have 2 more to go. And if they continue at this rate, they'll go up past 150.
I was just interested in hearing Melvin saying that they're sure to get 175. He didn't stop at 160. He said 175, so I'm not sure if Richards in his heyday is lined up to get into the crease in the next 2 overs. At the current rate, they'll get to 141. They want a little bit more than that.
There's the Antigua Athletic Club over there with the gym and the swimming pool, part of the Stanford complex here. And lovely conditions today to be over there, and for cricket as well. Typical Caribbean day, bright sunshine, kids enjoying themselves. And we'll have a change in bowling now with 2 overs to go. Gary Solomon is going to come on, so he'll only have 1 over. Bowls right arm medium pace. He's going to bowl to Hamish Anthony, who has had an effect already with 7 from 2 deliveries. Umpire James Knight signals a leg by. Of course, this is absolutely vital, as is every match in the tournament. It's an instant knockout, so the team that loses here is out. No other match for them if they lose. Good leg stump Yorker. They're coming back for the second. Well, the fielding just a little bit fumbly.
It's very good bowling, in fact. It's very good bowling because he denied the batsman the chance to get a full swing in, trying to hit the ball down the ground if the opportunity arises over mid-wicket. That was spot on.
Well, he's straight driven really well. He had a superb straight drive off Eugene at the opposite end for 4. This time he gets 2 for it. Vitalis bowled all over the place. Well, you wonder why Solomon hasn't come on earlier. He's bowled really well. He's bowled straight. He's bowled a full length, and he's got the wicket. Vitalis, the batsman.
That's it for number 6, Vitalis.
Might have been better off looking to strike it down the ground. He comes right across it, aiming for that mid-wicket area, an ungainly shot. I suppose anything goes at this stage, but the bowler has done a wonderful job adhering to the principles towards the end, bowling straight. Vitalis going for 5. It's 132 for 6.
Well, the brothers now come together. Juni Anthony is joining his brother Hamish. Hasn't gone much longer. 8 deliveries left in the innings. 132 for 6. And Solomon, who's looked to be one of the better bowlers in the side, just having 1 over. Again, right up there. Good full length, middle and leg.
Impressive thing is that he doesn't have to be quick to bowl well at the end of the innings. Accuracy is the main ingredient here. Bowling full, bowling straight, and hitting your target. So crucial. Doing the simple things right at the moment, Solomon. 5 runs off 5 deliveries. He'll settle for that.
Again, he's right on target. Could have been a brotherly run out. End of the 19th over. 1 over remains. What can the USVI get out of it? So far from 19, they've got 134 for 6. And we come to the last over of their 20. St. Maarten looking to restrict them. crowd is built up since the start of play and will, of course, become bigger and bigger as the evening goes on. There's another match coming up, and a wonderful day here in Antigua. Nice clear light, breezy. That's the Stanford cricket ground here, just adjacent to the airport in the Stanford complex. Now the last over the innings, and there's a big hit off Eugene. That's gone a long way. Hamish Anthony hit the top deck of the pavilion. Well, that's what we used to know Hamish Anthony for in his heyday when he played for the West Indies. A big hitter.
He's a strong man, and he almost took out Ryle Stewart and Paul Joseph, our cameraman, perched just above the media end, and he struck another one, and he won't get 4, get 2. Good striking here from Hamish Anthony. There's the guys who were nearly taken out, the threesome.
It was a big hit. Straight boundary here, not all that long, but that was a long hit. Just a single now to Junie Anthony. Couple of deliveries left. They've pushed on to 144 for 6. Down comes Hamish Anthony. They've hurried for 1. Will they press for the second? They don't take the chance. Now, can they get 150 here? Psychologically, it will be a boost. They're 145 for 6, the last ball of the innings, and out. Well, well, well. All sorts of things happen in the game of cricket, and that's one of the most unusual. A deflection from the bowler's boot back onto the stump. So the US Virgin Islands finished with 145 for 7. Last man out, run out in this fashion.
Well, there's $10,000 US on hand for the player or the play of the match. And you have to say it's somewhat, well, fortuitous from John Eugene. He will tell you it's deliberate, and that play might be in line for the play of the match, as Hamish Anthony and his brother make their way off the field. Anthony dismissed for 18, 145 for 7 after 20 overs, and appreciation shown by the crowd who have gathered here at the Stanford cricket ground, and it will build up even more as we come towards the second half of this match, and the second match of a doubleheader starting tonight at 7 o'clock.
So 145 for 7 of their 20 overs for the United States Virgin Islands. We go down now to Mike Hazeman with a member of the St. Maarten team.
Thank you, Tony. I've got the skipper with me, Pasram Singh. Skipper, you must be quite pleased with that, giving less than 150.
Yeah, kind of satisfied with the way the guys bowl. A little bit disappointed in terms of the feeling, but at the end of the day, restrict them to 143 was a good effort.
How tough is it being a captain in this sort of format?
Yeah, it's a fast game, you got to keep your head on, thinking every ball and bowl. But I thought I did a good job. The guys supported very well, but just been disappointed in the field.
And lots of spin bowling. Obviously, you'd had a good look at the track and thought it might be just a little bit on the slow side. Yeah. I wonder if Brutus opened the bowling. We discussed about it last night. We're going to use the spinners with the fast bowler because Lionel Richie has been bowling well during the practice game. How's his singing being? Pardon me? How's Lionel's singing being? Yeah, he's been good. Okay, fine. But that's a very good tactic, though, because the slow bowlers often work in this game. Yes, definitely. And like I said, he's been bowling well prior to this game. And Maarten started well, but it's been disappointed in terms of the extras. And we realized that the ball is not coming out well, and the slow bowler will be definitely effective here. And Solomon, some good work second last over, but took a while for you to bring him into the attack. Yeah, we always decided we have Solomon and Eugene both to the depth because those are the two guys that get the ball in full in the right areas. Unfortunately, we just about 2 of us too late. Now, what about Steve Evans? We understand he's going to bat around about number 6. He's okay at the moment. Looks like he might have a couple of stitches after the game, but he says he's going to be doing for the team. That's nice to hear. Yeah, he's definitely a fighter. Good to unfortunately, he put on catches, but I'm pretty much sure that he's going to go there and bat for the team if he's required. And what do you know about the opposition from the bowling stakes?
Well, definitely going to be some fast bowlers. Weston, who will play for the Leeward Island, play for Antigua, Hamish Anthony. So those two guys are going to spearhead the attack, and a bit slow bowlers. But I'm pretty much sure that we have the batting to get the runs.
And would you say
So the first innings of the tournament has been completed. 145 for 7 from the 20 overs for the United States Virgin Islands, with 51 from the captain Huggins, 51 from 45 deliveries, a 6 and 5 fours, and contributions of 25 from Walwyn, and a quick fire 18 from just 8 deliveries with a 6 and a 4 from the experienced Hamish Anthony. For the USVI, certainly used a lot of bowlers, and John Eugene expensive, 4 overs for 45, but he did get 2 wickets. Richie 4 overs, 1 for 15, and Singh 4 overs, none for 17 were the most economical.
And Huggins got to 51, but it was Hamish Anthony who I thought might have come in a little bit too late in the innings. He got 18 off just 8 deliveries, and a 15 as well off 10 from Africa. 25 to Walwyn, a former Leeward Islands player, of 29 deliveries. So 145 for 7, 16 extras. So it'll be a good chase, I suppose, for St. Maarten. We saw a few deliveries keeping a bit low initially, so let's get a little top-up on the pitch. Mike Haseman's been everywhere. He's on the pitch now.
Yeah, thanks, Bish. I was very, very keen to come and have a look here because obviously we've got this orange ball, which is quite easy for all the spectators to see. I haven't had a chance to speak to the batsman yet about it, but I'm sure it is a bit more easier than a normal cricket ball. But I wanted to have a look at it, and there's plenty of people, by the way. If I just get a shot of all these people that are working here, they're all out making sure. I've got the roller also that's coming alongside. I'll just walk behind the roller, just so we can have a look. The reason I wanted to come and have a bit of a squiz, and I'm just going to pause a little bit, otherwise I might lose a finger or two. I'll let the guys go through. Thank you. But just have a look at the fact, this orange ball that I was talking about. You can see these little marks. Obviously, that's the paint of the orange ball. But my concern here is they're all over the place. Normally in a one-day game, you'll see there'll be a little bit of a grouping. I'm on a good length at the moment, just outside the line of the off stump. And I'll just move away again. Thank you, guys. But there's no grouping at all here. This orange ball is very, very spacious, very sparse. And basically what that means is that it hasn't been able to put any pressure on the batsman. So that would be a major concern. And I think as we go with the Stanford 2020, we'll see that teams will concentrate more on that to try and really tie the batsman down to build pressure so they do make mistakes. So that's my initial impression here. Thanks for the hard work, guys. Doing a very good job. Best back to you.
Thank you very much, Mike Haseman. I wonder what he'll be up to next. Pat Simcox is still alongside me. Pat, if we have a look at the batting card once again, anything that you noticed?
Well, I just think in the middle of the innings that they lost their way just a little bit. There was a lot of 1s and 2s being pushed around, but I just felt that they needed to slog a little bit. They were helped a lot by almost 10% or over 10% in the runs were made in extras, and not enough 6s for my liking.
Thank you very much. But if you missed it, folks, if you missed it, it's been, well, relatively exciting start to the tournament. Let's have a look at some highlights.
To start the 2020 Stanford tournament, here is Alan Stanford. They've got a boundary. There it is. It's the US Virgin Islands against St. Maarten for the opening match of the Stanford 2020.
And the first ball. Straight away. Oh, there's an appeal. There's a chance of a run out. He's held it back. He's bowled in. Clean bowl in. Straight between bat and pad. He pushed forward, didn't get a long way forward and played across it. Down leg side and it's rolled.
Nice shot on the leg side.
It's high in the air, and Lionel Richie may be dancing tonight if this is taken. It's dropped. There'll be no dancing.
Well, now has he got his man? Has he redeemed himself? Is a big appeal. Yep, that's gone. That's the second wicket. 41 for 2. And the keeper has got his man. And Lionel Richie's got a wicket.
that's a strange shot.
Keep holding on, because he's got to make the play, and he's done it. And he's done it in fine style. He's put away the bad ball.
That's hit hard. Catch and dropped. Well, took his eyes off it. Came in well, judged it well, and somehow put it down. Faster delivery and a chance for a run for the bowlers, and that's close. I think that's out. And strike, he's got 37 now, and he realizes what has to be done. It's a deep field catch. The sub is going back and steps on the ropes.
He's going to make sure you get that 175, and hits like that will certainly help the call. And it's gone for half a dozen. What a great shot that was. That was outstanding cricket.
That's high. It doesn't have the legs to get to the boundary. The fielder is underneath it, and he's dropped it again, Carty. A couple of overs ago, he's floored this one.
Now, will this be caught? Keeper's under it this time, and hills it.
And he's out.
Vitalis bowled all over the place. Well, you wonder why Solomon hasn't come on earlier. Now the last over the innings. And there's a big hit off Eugene. That's gone a long way. Hamish Anthony hit the top deck of the pavilion. Well, that's what we used to know Hamish Anthony for. They're 145 for 6, the last ball of the innings. And out. All sorts of things happen in the game of cricket. And that's one of the most unusual. A deflection from the bowler's boot back onto the stump.
The music is blaring away here at the Stanford Cricket Stadium. Just a reminder that the USVI have scored 145 for 7 in their 20 overs, 16 extras, and a top score from Huggins with 51. The bowling, well, bits and pieces really, but a wicket for Brutus, one for Lionel Richie as well. Remember the name, it's not difficult to remember that, and 2 for 45 for John Eugene. As we welcome back to our live pictures here. It's a wonderful atmosphere as we get to 4:30 here in the Eastern Caribbean. Pat Simcox, my guest once again. Pat, the question to you is, the spinners seem to have had some strength in their display. Can we see that continuing?
I think so. I think that the pitch is slow enough to be able to do that. Just get them on, take the pace off the ball. We saw that being done pretty well. But I reckon USVI have got to field well. They've got to take catches. We saw too many catches going down, and there will be opportunities. It's a knockout. It's all to play for now.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the batting approach. You said they didn't do enough. What more would you like to see batting teams score as we get into the meat of this competition?
Well, I think someone up front has really got to come hard and try and maximize those first 6 overs where fielders on out. I don't think we did that. I think we just knocked around. And somebody gets in and bats through the innings and gives you a man in at the end and not lose wickets along the way.
The facility here, your impressions?
Oh man, this is paradise. This is paradise. Mr. Stanford has played out of his socks, and this is the start of something great for West Indies cricket, for the Caribbean, and for world cricket, no doubt.
Sticky Wicket Pub and the Health Club, which is just adjacent to the cricket ground, both lined by good facilities here, and people enjoying very much the facilities. And as we come towards the end of the working day, I suspect that more people will be coming in. There'll be a couple of surprise performances tonight in between matches. Beanie Man is here at the ground, and that is something that will draw more people in, as much as this, having a swim.
It's pretty warm, isn't it? And Chicky's here too.
He is very much so. Yeah. And thankful that we've got good weather for the opening day of this Stanford 2020 competition. So if you've just joined us a little late, USVI and St. Maarten. USVI batting for a score 145 for 7, and the second innings will be coming up in a little while from now. We'll take a break and we'll come right back here to the Stanford Cricket Stadium.
2020.
Wonderful bowling. That's in the air, that's 6, what a shot. Oh, it's on the roof and out of the ground.
we're pretty envious, aren't we? Because Mike Hazeman has done absolutely no work at all. He's been around the ground, he's been supping some drinks, he's been having a chat. When will he work?
And you know what? He can't swim.
That's certainly one to remember. But let's talk a little bit, Pat, about the preparation of these teams. I know that you've been interfacing with them, you've been liaising with them. They've been doing a lot of gym work themselves, many of these in preparation for this tournament.
Well, of course. I mean, the stakes are pretty high, Bish, and you get an opportunity like this as a team, as an island, and you come together, and there's so much to play for here. And as the bloke that Mike Hazeman interviewed now, for the youngsters coming through, this presents an opportunity being given to them on a plate, and I think the youngsters out there that are in the sides prepared, that if they take the opportunity, there's their places to go. This is going to be a stage where people say, hey, hang on a second, look at that bloke. He can hit the ball, bat well, fields well, let's get him into the next level. So who knows where it could go.
Yes, and the players looking pretty relaxed at the moment, but I'm sure that they'll be pretty pumped and very focused, I suppose, with young kids, Kirtley Ambrose and Courtney Walsh, who have formed such a lethal partnership. You would have played against them quite a lot.
Well, I can still feel a rib. I can still feel a broken rib. You know what I've also enjoyed is that the legends have got involved and are giving advice to the teams, and I think that is so critical, to pass down the advice and experience that legends have got, and you're one of them, and passing that down. I think what we're seeing here is something that doesn't happen around the world. Certainly in South Africa, it's not one of the strengths that we in our sides do, and to see that Mr. Stanton's put that into place, I think that speaks volumes of what he's trying to do, is to pass down the knowledge, the experience, and give everyone a chance and a shot at the big time. And I think, as we've talked about, everyone said this format is just exceptional.
Clive Lloyd there as well, sitting amongst Joel Garner and Gordon Greenwich to his left as well. Alan Stanford, the man who has been the brains behind this entire tournament, just having a word with one or two of the legends situated in the Sticky Wicket Club.
Bish, I want to ask you a quick question. Who do you reckon? I know you, one of your sides, you got to look after one of them. Who are you banking on winning here?
Well, I'll be a little bit nervous in the second game tonight, because the Bahamas, the team which I'm responsible for, is playing against the Cayman Islands, Richie Richardson's team, as the teams continue to make their way out onto the field. But I just wonder if maybe St. Maarten will have the edge in this one as the USVI make their way onto the field. I say thank you very much to Pat Simcox for his thoughts. And don't walk away, folks, because the second half of this encounter is about to begin. A reminder that the USVI, having won the toss and elected to bat, scored 145 for 7. They were thinking 160, 175. They were a bit short. The bowling you'd expect to go for just about 7 runs and over is pretty good at this level of the game. John Eugene, pretty expensive, but he picked up 2 wickets, and a wicket to Brutus, 1 to Richie. So the target for the St. Maarten team, they need 146 runs from the 20 overs at a rate of 7.3 runs per over, and it should be a fascinating contest. Wonderful backdrop, no matter which angle you view it from at the Stanford Cricket Stadium. Trocard, the wicketkeeper, will be opening the innings this time around. He's been in the action at the age of 41. I suppose he will have a good deal of life experience. Solomon will be partnering him, and they'll be hoping to surpass this target to get themselves. And remember, it's a single round elimination tournament. You lose, you go home. And here's a young man who's been having a few words with Sir Vivian Richards over the course of the last 2 days, telling Sir Vivian how good a bowler he is and what pace he can generate. He's very confident, Dane Weston, at the age of 33. Now it's his chance to prove that his walk is as good as his talk. We'll go straight to the commentary box, where Pat Simcox is waiting with Tony Cozier.
Thank you, Ian Bishop. So St. Maarten now with 146 to win the match and go through. If they don't get them, they go home. Dane Weston starts things off for the USVI. Big appeal. Inside edge, just dropping short. So good start for Weston. Big fella, Dane. There's the edge, but dropping well short of the keeper, Alderman Lesman. Cracked away. Third man is onto it. They'll try for a second. No, they won't. But they're underway. St. Maarten. A real derby this between these two teams. St. Maarten and the US Virgin Islands in very close geographical proximity to each other. And of course they do play in the Leeward Islands tournament. So they're competing for the right to go through. They're competing for prize money, and they're competing for bragging rights as well. Gary Solomon, who bowled a very good last over for St. Maarten in the USVI innings.
Bowling bango boy.
Yes, well, 146. Lots been spoken about it, how you go about doing it. No doubt one of the legends would have sat in there with him and said, this is how you do it. Stick to the plan.
Bowled all over the place. Western strikes. And the US Virgin Islands are jumping all over the place. An early breakthrough. Fourth delivery, 1 for 1.
Well, so they should. Look at this delivery, dead on strike, hits the top of off stump, and the first wicket. Now, when you look at the stakes, no wonder they're jumping all over the place. Disappointment as Gary Solomon leaves. He faced 2 deliveries, gone for naught. You'll remember that innings for a long, long time.
First duck of the Stanford 2020 tournament. Not a record you would want to hold.
No, not at all. And, well, new batsman comes to the crease and he's got a lot of work to do now.
Well, he is the big one. He's the one they'll depend on. John Eugene, who has played first-class cricket. Got 3 first-class hundreds, 1 against Barbados in the days when Malcolm Marshall was in the team, along with some other very strong pace bowlers. A lot depending on him now. Here's Weston. Partial save. Batsmen get a single, but a good delivery by Weston.
It was, because just bear in mind, first over, a lot of nerves, tense shoulders. He's got the ball on line. Well, you've got to say the batsman was looking to play the ball through the onside, and maybe just early on. He needs to play a little bit straighter.
Well, that's a very good first over from Dane Weston. It set St. Maarten back, only 2 runs off it and a wicket. They've got 146 to get to win.
At the end of the first over,
Mustn't forget that there were a lot of extras in the previous innings. It's the batting card. Lots of batsmen to come, but when you 2 for 1, you've got a lot of work to do. You've just got to weather the storm, brace that initial tension that comes along, and just make sure you get through this first 3 or 4 or 5 overs. Rotate the strike, ease the change room, make sure they feel more comfortable.
So John Eugene it will be who will face Hamish Anthony. Coming on now, he made a big difference towards the end of the innings. Perhaps could have come in earlier for the US Virgin Islands. Very experienced cricketer from here in Antigua, Hamish Anthony. now coaching in the USVI, former West Indies B team player. And also toured England in 1991 with the West Indies team. Didn't play any test matches on that occasion. Had 3 one-day internationals. Played in Sharjah in 1995. So he's got real experience.
I think we saw that with his batting from the beginning. First ball, he was nice and calm, and then he unleashed some big blows. This was the 6. Straight she went, and long, hard and high. Bang!
Well, there's a prize for the play of the match. And certainly that big hit, that big straight hit by Hamish Anthony would be in the reckoning already. It's $10,000 US you get for it. The play of the match, we had a deflection from John Eugene's boot onto the stumps, which ran out the last man. Hamish Anthony was the last man who was run out. Deflection from the boot.
Can't help but feeling that just the fielding side right now look more organised than their opposition did. They just look as if they've got more control of the situation. The field placing straight away is pretty good, evident. They've done a lot of planning, getting the ball in the right area.
That's a good shot. Off the back foot. Fielder on the deep cover boundary. Good pickup. Africa makes a good save down there.
Well, he had to cover a big area. And look at the shot. That's a shot of high class. Tell you what, he could have done himself a disservice there as easy as look at it. Imagine sliding like that at your age now, Coase, even though you spent some time in the gym.
2 overs gone. 6 for 1.
Over number 2, 6 for 1.
School kids are in, and the teams are playing next are also watching the proceedings here. Here's Weston, wicket in his first over. When he got that wicket, he came down to third man, bouncing like a horse that had won the Epsom Derby. He was full of himself. That's his first over. Perhaps all over the shot, but he was bowling to right-handers and left-handers as well, so that may be a little bit misleading. Nice looking shot for 1.
He certainly got a lot of energy, and when he got that wicket, as you say, he was running all over the place, high-fiving everyone. But remember, they've come out with a lot of tension, and he's run up and knocked off stump back. Why wouldn't you be happy? Just look at this. Get on. I got him.
Over mid-on, good shot. Very good shot by Eugene. Well, we've seen the quality of Eugene already. He's a stroke maker. He hit a 4 off the back foot in the previous over, and now with the fielder in the field restricting area, deliberate shot over mid-on.
Yeah, you can see the class. There's no doubt he was waiting for it in the slot, knock it straight back over the mid-on. And they would have talked about it. He can't believe it, the bowler.
A lot of class in the strokes we're seeing here from John Eugene. From St. Lucia, played for the Windward Islands.
.135 from 17 at 7.8. Well, got to hold on tight here. Over the ring again. 1-2 bounces into the boards. That's what they need. Weston can't believe it. He's bowled a good delivery. It's been smacked back over mid-off set for 4. Just a little heave over the top. It was certainly intentional. There's no doubt about that. He looks pretty strong in that area, straight down the ground.
And also emphasizing what a good pitch this is. Driving through the line with complete confidence. 12 runs off 9 deliveries. Now he's forced a change in the field. Long off has been sent back. Only 2 men outside the field restricting area. Dead ball. Now for the next trick from Weston.
Well, he talked about play of the day, Tony. Is this a contention? You tell me how many blokes can run up and do this with the ball. As he gets there, up she goes. Oops, where's she gone?
Over, no, he could be out here. He has taken the dangerous Eugene goes. Well, you can't hit every ball in the air and get away with it. That is a key wicket. So Weston gets his revenge. Eugene trying once too often to go over the top, mistiming.
That is the big wicket. You can clearly see they all know that was the man they've been targeting. And just look at Weston's reaction. Yes, please. You little beauty. I got you, boy. You're gone.
So the Western wiggle sends off Eugene for 12. It's 15 for 2.